Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Bone Daddy bringing you my first recorded Age of Empires 2 HD video on demand, or BOD is what we've been calling it. Anyway, this first game is a Land Nomad map, and I believe it's Land Nomad Final. And sometimes players run into difficulty, as you see here myself. You run into no food, and there's a boar right there, but usually you can track down or you bump into some sheep, and you can use those sheep to scout the map. In this case, no luck. So right there, just finding a boar, that's a help. My partner in this 2v2, who is the Brits, did send me 2 sheep, so that did help. Did get me off and running. Jump forward here a little bit, where we're just getting into the feudal age. So catching up here, my score is roughly 150 to 200 points behind everyone else. But I have the food to go ahead here. I'll get my 2 feudal age buildings up, and I'm going to click shortly and get to the castle age. Red here, which is Storm Sage, playing as the Japanese. Doing some walling here. My partner here, call him Doule or Doule. We'll call him Doule. Anyways, not sure why he's going out this far to grab some deer with some hunts. Evidently, he may be just low on food. Maybe just didn't micro the proper way for his economy. But here I am. We skip forward just a bit here. I got my 2 feudal buildings up, and here we are at the castle age. Storm Sage on the opposing team, who is red, also lands himself in the castle age. So immediately here, I've realized neither red, Storm Sage, or blue, Sasquatch has scouted me. Doule in yellow, playing the Brit, is doing fairly well just by watching his score. So my assumption is he's going to get double teamed. He seems like a fairly good player. It's my first time playing with him. And what I don't know, we'll check out and see the Fog of War here in a little bit. But myself and Red, Storm Sage, are right next to each other. He did wall up, but you'll see when we get to check out the Fog of War, he had no clue where I was either. So here's Doule going after blue. Meanwhile, Red's here, and he's dropping a castle. This is what you call a castle push. So these guys are heavily investing in stone. Let's see, that Sasquatch there has also put up a castle. So they're bringing it to Doule there, who's playing the Brits. I have this in fast mode because Land Nomad can take some time to get going. But here we are in the castle age, and Doule's expanding, as you should in the castle age. You know, when you do get to the castle age, you should be dropping your 3 town centers and just getting your economy going, and also sustaining some type of attack, or if you're being attacked, some sort of defense. But always having a plan, because definitely if you don't have the economy, you can't have the army, and if you don't have the army, it's going to be hard to bring the battle to your opponents, let alone defend whatever they bring to you. So, it's a quick view of me just putting up some houses there before I get capped about at 115. Now the population here for this particular game, since it's being played on Steam and this is HD, the population limit is 300. And looking at Storm Sage there, he's only at 79, but he's putting a lot of his resources into attacking Doule there. And we'll jump there in a bit. And that's his economy. He does have his 3 town centers up there. Doule is taking on 2 castles right now, and shortly we're going to see some more of both Storm Sage and Sasquatch moving in on him. What's interesting here, he seems to be holding well. If you look at that score there, he is losing some points there. He is being attacked. You know, his economy isn't doing so great. And Red's bringing it to him. I mean, that's 2 castles right on his doorstep. And he's also got a gang full of knights here not sure what we're looking. There we go. And then Sasquatch here in blue is playing Spanish, bringing out the conquistadors and some onagers. And there it is. Storm Sage is at Imperial. And again, this game was in a little fast mode because I didn't want to bore you with the, you know, sometimes you'll see some battles going on in feudal, and that definitely would have been showcasing. So there's that fog of war. I'm just about to the Imperial Age, and I don't think Storm Sage has an idea that I'm, you know, in his backyard. So this will be interesting. This is Storm Stage, looking at, yeah, he eventually sees that the castles there. He brought some villagers. You'll see that the a few of them had died there, and he tried to put up a couple of buildings. And so here I am in the Imperial Age. I have 151 villagers just going to town. And there's the two of them, both Storm Sage and Sasquatch, just bringing it to Doule, and he does resign. So there he is, and I'm now faced with a 2 versus 1. If you start looking at the score here, I'm about 1,500 points ahead of second place there being Storm Sage. And I got a pretty sound economy, so as soon as we jump to Storm Sage, we'll check out what he has for numbers. But here we go with the Bombard Cannoneers. You do not have to research those. In the Imperial Age, it's one of the bonuses that the Turks get, if I'm not mistaken. And then I also have some hand cannoneers coming out of 3 of the archery shops there. Here he comes in just to wipe out my gunnies. They're both Janissaries and hand cannoneers, and jump on and take out the bombard cannons. So just keep an eye on it. You know, I'll suffer a little damage here. My goal was just to kite his knights back to the castle, so they take some fire from the castle. And also, while my hand cannoneers came from their shop, I could just surround him pretty much and bury his knights here in just a few moments. As you can see with the Turks, they are heavily dependent on gold. And if you look at this map, even down in the lower right-hand corner there, you'll see some of the yellow spots all over the map. That's just some gold spots. So it was, you know, being in a 2 versus 1, which I was kind of feeling, you know, I may have a chance here. And I said, as long as I can get myself on some gold, I think I'm ahead of these guys in the economy range, that I could at least put up a good fight. So Red coming in with his knights, so I'm just going to bring it in, and that's Red's main base. So we're just going to march right in there with the Janissaries, and I believe shortly here I'm going to start researching the elite Janissaries. So there's my pop. I'm at a 193 count. Maybe 20, 25 of those are military units, the rest of them being my economy. Did not record the stats on this particular one. In the next recordings, I will bring up the stats here for sure. So, you know, when I get to castle, or as soon as I'm going, you know, heading off into the Imperial Age, I drop a couple of extra blacksmith shops and universities, and that's just so I can research multiple bonuses as I'm going along, especially if I have the resources. And if you look at the top there, you'll see I have about 4K in wood, 4K, 4.5K in food. Gold is rather low now because I've just been pumping out a lot of units. Now check out these conquistadors. They're just standing there. Not sure why they're being backed up by, well, it looks like the swordmen of some sort, who eventually will be upgraded to champions. Yeah, just check out the gameplay here. I'll just watch it unfold for a bit. With the Turks, you can utilize those bombard cannons. I'm housed here at the moment, so we got to drop a few more houses so I can reach my population limit. And there's my hand cannoneers popping out, researching, you know, the elite Janissary, which really bolsters their stats. And those conquistadors back up a little bit. I'm not sure if he's bringing reinforcements yet or not. But yeah, they just take a pummeling there from the gunnies and the bombard cannoneers. There's some skirmishers. I'm not sure if they're elite skirmishers just yet. What I did with this game is I just recorded it so I could attend to just doing the narration voiceover here. But as we start getting a little more advanced in the recordings, we'll change it up. So skirmishers are great for counter units towards anything with guns, being janissaries, hand cannoneers. So with that in mind, I know they're going to pump out their counter units. That said, I got about 6 monks. There's 4 right there in the queue you can see at the bottom. I just want to keep my units healed. I know they'll suffer from the bonus, but if I can keep them healed, at least I can keep them you know, in the fight. And I do have quite a bit of gunnies there, so you know, it's more of just a ton of what I have, and they're only bringing 1 unit, you know, something to counter the gunnies with. If you can get onagers and siege onagers and just rain some rocks down on their heads, flatten them, that's also a good counter. So here's Sasquatch and Storm Sage. All they're bringing right now is just skirmishers. And what I noticed here, watching the recorded game, is both of them have low populations, and I think they're just kind of reeling here, realizing that you know, I brought a force to be reckoned with. And this is always good too. And just something to remember, when you need to buy time, you know, you can always wall up with some stone walls unless you're the Goths. But also you can research in the university, and I can't remember what the exact research tech is, but to make your buildings acquire more hit points. And what you can do is just build a ton, and there's Doule Scout just helping out there, even though he's resigned from the game, whooping on blue, chasing down some villagers. And so I'm just massing units here. And what I'm also doing is I want to start raiding the town centers. So what I'm building here, which is really nice with the Turks, they get an automatic upgrade to hussars. So I'm going to make sure I research the both the armor and defense for the hussars, and let them roll in just to do some raiding, kill some villagers, keep their economies low. Also, they're good for you know, punch in, punch out tactics. Checking out the fog of war there, lower right hand. And this is from Storm Sage's point of view. He really has none. I mean, none of them did a great job of scouting, you know, from 9 o'clock or from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock there. However, you do see right now that Sasquatch is building some units there. Storm Sage brought us a couple of trebs down. I'm not sure if they are able to, if they're using anything like TeamSpeak or communicating to each other. You might hear a lot of notifications from each of them, where I am, where they're going, what they need to do. So yeah, here they are, and just kind of idle. I think they're trying to multitask here. Just checking out one thing. Make sure you're building your lumber camps as close as you can to your lumber. Same thing with any of your resources, your mining camps close to your gold. Try to, you know, micro that as best you can. Kicking out some more janissaries here. So this is a force, and they're really not bringing anything to stop me with. So being that there's 2 of them, and there's plenty of time for either one of them, and more Sasquatch than Storm Sage to you know, get an army going. So I got to do a little bit of multitasking myself. Eventually here, you're going to see a branch off and head to the west towards the 9 o'clock position, because Sasquatch there is building an army and does eventually bring it to my town. So nothing really effective here from Sasquatch. Not much going on here. I'm sure they're just trying to engage. One thing I love about real-time strategy games here is you can really get into some multi-tasking, and if you're quick on the draw and anticipating, and of course scouting helps out, and just keeping your villagers alive. You see those monks? I'm up to about 8 monks. You see them all right there. I have them selected. 8 of them. Just throw them in the middle of the mix. You can see them going to town there. They're healing. There's Sasquatch there. Now he's building a gang load of barracks there. Yeah, and he's researching the champions. So he's going to kick out champions. And I'm not sure that's the right move when you're Spain, or Spanish, I should say. So at no point here are they even trading, so their gold's going to be limited, their villagers are running around. So here he comes with a few champions. Right away, I've already researched bombard towers, so this is just great for defense, but you can also use those bombard towers in offense as well. So and there we go, just following the blood trail of Storm Sage. There's blue in the 3 o'clock position there. We left at the Fog of War, so if you're going to drop a castle here and just start the other front, start pushing towards the west, the 9 o'clock position there, and keep Sasquatch at bay. At this point, if you take a look at the score there, it doesn't look like, there's always a chance. I'm always a fighter to the end, and a lot of my gaming buddies know that as well. So, 2 versus 1, there's still some options here for these guys to explore, but what's really hurting them is they're not, their economy is just suffering. So here we are. One of my favorite units for support is the Scorpions. They do great damage, and they're really good against infantry. Not micro positioning those very well as they're getting ripped by just a couple of champions. I should be sending those hussars in. I think I'm more microing here towards the north position, just to take out some more buildings and just keep the pressure on. So this will be kind of a big front, but doesn't even look like Storm Sage can build up an army here. And he does eventually. He does get some onagers going, and I kind of missed that in the recording. I do take those out and try to pinpoint them using the bombard cannons. So building up a little army there, checking out my villagers. I'm a big stickler on microing those, make sure everyone's doing their, keeping up and doing what they should be. Even at this stage of the game, I'm just about, I'm capped. I'll take a look at the upper left there. I'm capped at 300. So I think I have a fair amount here, but I can also kill off some villagers because I look at the resources. I'm at just about 13k wood, 13k food, about 8.5k gold, and finally building up some reserves there on stone. Sasquatch here, hurting on the food, but he's got plenty of wood and he's got plenty of the gold, so he could get even some archers going there, even some siege units going. So, and if you look at Storm Sage's pop, it's a dwindling there, but it does look like he's building some houses. Yeah, just checking out the economy here. Make sure everything's good to go. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's an elite janissary just cleaning up shop there through Storm Sage's old town center location, main base. Well, it was his main base. Those was the Bombard Towers, just posting them up, keeping Sasquatch at bay, and then sending in the Hussars just to, you know, make light of those villagers. So you saw just a quick glimpse of the red onagers. I don't think they upgraded to siege onagers. I missed it in the recording there. When I bring this army forward, you can see I already took some out there right around the archery shop there. That's what I did pretty much with all the bombard cannons. Just pinpointed them, took them out, and then all he's got here is just some cheap counter units, but not very effective when you got some monks in the game there. And just laying waste. So it's starting to feel like this is all going to be wrapped up. Red suffer, I've kept him on the run, doing as best I can to keep up with the resources here, just to keep the gold coming in and keep the stone coming in. I'm also starting to pick up some relics just to keep some of that gold income coming. So there it is. I'm not sure, but definitely Sasquatch snuck in a villager down there at 6 o'clock in the south, so he's going to build some more barracks, a couple of siege shops, you'll see. And he's not microing his army right there, not that they would do much, but you know, group them up or send them out to do something. You always got to be on top of that. So here are the Hussars heading up to the 3 o'clock location east, running into Sasquatches. One of his last bases, yeah, it's his last base, making quick work of his just about final base there at 12 o'clock. But here he is, and it's his Sasquatch's last hurrah from his barracks. A couple of siege shops, bringing in a good amount of, what is that? He had a bombard cannon sitting down there, so he does a good job coming in through the my backyard, excuse me, and laying waste. My counter here is he doesn't have much except for the champs and just the bombard cannon, so I'm creating a bunch of hussars just to lock up with the bombard cannons. At this point, if your base is ever just getting raided, but you have the supplies, just build, kick out just a bunch of villagers, and just so you can keep your economy going. So, bombard towers coming up. Here come the first wave of hussars going right for the Sasquatch's bombard cannons. There's the second wave, and here we are at the top here, finishing up this game. We'll resign here. Yep, that's all she wrote. Thanks everyone. Hope you enjoyed.